Welcome back to Sports Mecca. I'm Jacob Barter. This is Nick Stokes. And I would say it was a crazy trade deadline.
But it wasn't.
It was a crazy trade deadline week. Not sure about a crazy trade deadline day.
There was a lot of speculation throughout the week of possible moves, but there are more things that did not even happen. But let's talk about the most significant trade of the week that did happen, and that's with DeMarcus Cousins being shipped to the New Orleans Pelicans for Buddy Hield and Tyreek Evans as well as a first and second round pick in this year's NBA drafts. When DeMarcus Cousins found out, he didn't appear to be.
Didn't appear to be too-phased.
Yeah, he didn't appear to be too-phased, but he didn't really appear to be too enthused about being traded to the New Orleans Pelicans.
Let's go to the clip.
Yeah, in the clip, you will notice DeMarcus hearing from his PR person the information of being traded because he didn't know it at the time, and then his face totally changed. His whole demeanor goes, "Oh, for real? All right, they just traded me. It's cool." I love New Orleans. This is a great place. It was especially since that's where he was at the time that he found out, and during the All-Star weekend break. How do you feel that the trade is going to benefit the Pelicans as well as the Kings in both ways? Let's weigh the options on both sides of that trade, man.
I don't know how much it's going to benefit the Kings, but I mean, first of all, it's sad to see Cousins go from Sacramento. He was there for so long. Was the team's only good player. You saw him break down when he was saying goodbye to his Kings fans. I truly believe he loves Sacramento, even with this shoddy management, Vivek Randy, of not doing the best job as owner. As for the trade itself, first off, great job for the Pelicans getting Cousins for basically nothing. Buddy Hield hasn't been great this year, or even really that good, and he's already 23. Buddy Hield was drafted this year. Cousins was drafted 7 years ago. Cousins is 26. Buddy Hield is 23. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Tyreek Evans, Kings get him back. I don't know how great of a coup that is. And then a 2017 first. The Pelicans might be the 8th seed. That's going to be like the 15th pick in the draft. The Kings are just – honestly, I think the Kings were like, let's just trade Cousins for whatever, bottom out through the draft, see where it takes us. But I don't even know it's a great strategy. They owe picks soon. They owe picks to the Bulls.
I think it was a fairly stupid decision, but I see why they made the decision. But I also don't at the same time, since I understand because DeMarcus Cousins and maybe his attitude as well as the turmoil that he brings to the team, especially with his text and how he can't play when they need him the most. However, I think that it was kind of stupid because he really wants to be there. He doesn't see himself didn't see himself wearing another jersey because that was a place that he called home, as well as he has family members there and is really entitled or feels one with the community there. But for the Kings, I think they got something with Buddy Hield. I think you think Buddy Hield may not be nothing, but I think that's a new start because Buddy Hield had to play behind AD. But there he has it's now his team. It was basically given to him. So I think
I'd rather have Jamal Murray.
He might do something there, though.
Let's run through the rest of some important trades really quick.
Okay, gotcha.
That's your opinion. Raptors traded for Serge Ibaka. Magic get Terrence Ross in the 2017 first. What do you think?
I mean, I think the Raptors get a nice addition in Serge Ibaka. You add him alongside DeMar DeRozan as well as Kyle Lowry, even though he did just get hurt. That's a great defender that they need. They need some low-post defensive presence, especially when it comes down to postseason play.
I also like this for the Magic, honestly.
Okay.
They picked up Terrence Ross. Ross had 24 points last night, hit 7 threes. I mean, Ross has been stuck behind DeRozan his whole career. There's nothing he likes more than shooting threes and going for ridiculous dunks.
Yeah.
So now that he's thrust into a starting role, remember he scored 51 when DeRozan was hurt back in the day.
He did in his rookie season.
Going. Thunder, Taj Gibson, and Doug McDermott. The Bulls now have Cam Payne, Memphis boy, Joffrey Laverne, and Anthony Morrow.
I think for the Bulls, I understand that you could probably get rid of Taj and Doug and probably go a whole different direction since the team hasn't really worked out. They don't really have an identity. However, I don't like the addition of Cameron Payne, and I'll tell you why. Only because they already have so many guards. And that's another guard that isn't the greatest shooter. But he can play.
He's the best shooter of their guards.
He's
better than Rondo.
Okay, yeah, he is better than Rondo, especially since Rondo isn't even playing. However, it's just more confusion.
It is.
You know, I think that they should have just went more of a front court approach. That's what they should have been shopping as far as a trade deadline rather than more back court
I like
acquisitions.
McDermott a lot for the Thunder, personally.
I do too. That's instant offense.
Westbrook is the team's one shot creator right now, and now they just added that second one. Doug McDermott should be able to carry the bench lineup. Should be a good fantasy basketball player if someone's looking.
Yeah,
Let's go. Keep going. Mavericks traded for Nerlens Noel. Only gave up Justin Anderson, Andrew Bogut, who was waived, and a protected first rounder that will become 2 second rounders after this season. Is that enough?
Enough to get rid of Nerlens? No, but enough to acquire him? Yes, of course. I think Nerlens will be great in Dallas, especially with him getting some experience from seasoned veteran Dirk Nowitzki as well as Tyson Chandler. He can learn a few things from those guys as they try to probably bring him into the starting position. I don't think he'll start immediately when he gets there.
I mean, I don't hate the trade as much as most people do for the Sixers. They were going to have to pay Nerlens a lot this offseason. Obviously, I would have rather traded Jahlil Okafor and kept Nerlens. He's a better defender. But, I mean, they're going to have to pay that man, like, with the salary cap rising, they're going to have to pay him $22 million-ish. And that's a lot for someone with some questionable knees.
Yeah.
Really quick, let's run through a few more trades. Raptors traded Jared Sullinger and 2 second-round picks for P.J. Tucker to the with the Suns. I like the addition of Tucker for the Raptors. The Celtics traded for. The Celtics did nothing. The Lakers, what I meant to say, traded away Lou Williams for Corey Brewer in a first. Lou Williams
got to Houston Rockets and said, the Lakers going to trade me, and shot off his first game. He made 7 threes and got a lot of assists coming straight from the former shooting guard, James Harden. I think Lou Williams alongside Eric Gordon will be a great 1-2 punch, especially off the wings that James Harden can get the ball to. They're 2 immediate scorers that can make the play, make plays with the ball in their hands as well as off the ball. And that it's just more firepower for the Houston Rockets. So it's going to be very scary for them, for the competitors when it comes to playoff time.
Now the Celtics made no trades, and this is the thing that everyone's talking about right now, because everyone's like, will the Celtics get Jimmy Butler? Will they get Paul George? They did nothing. They stood pat. What do you think about that?
I honestly think it was a smart decision. I think that they probably would have gave up too much to get Paul George, especially seeing that Larry Bird wasn't going to give up his star player for nothing. And Jimmy Butler, I wouldn't want to go get Jimmy just because I don't believe that Jimmy would want to be in Boston. I think that he might end up leaving Boston.
Butler a free agent after this season.
Yeah, you don't have the certainty in his like him being a Celtic for too long. So I think they made the best move and just weighed the option and we'll be looking forward to the draft especially.
Oh yeah, I think I agree with that. I think I like that the Celtics didn't make a trade. Not even because I don't like Paul George or Jimmy Butler, although I do think Paul George is headed straight to Los Angeles as soon as his contract expires. What I think is that this year you have the Warriors, you have the Cavs. Even if you add one of those guys, I'm still not sure you can beat either of those teams.
Yeah.
So especially with the Cavs in the East, maybe trying to they still have these Nets picks for the next 2 years. This year's pick almost guaranteed to have the best lottery odds with such a loaded draft with guys like Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball, Josh Jackson. So I like staying pat. Plan for the future. Wait till LeBron gets old. Make that run at the title.
Yeah, we're basically waiting on a finals rematch anyway. So these other teams might as well just play wait the season out, make as many moves as possible in the off season with the free agency as well as the draft and maybe some trades and try to compete for next year, because it's pretty obvious that the Cavs and the Warriors are going to be in the finals again.
Spurs and Raptors might have a little bit to say about that. But
they have a few competitors, but however, I feel like you can't really. In a 7-game series, their competitors won't be able to beat them, and they'll be the same teams in the NBA Finals.
Speaking of the Cavs, some additions here. Well, one potential addition. The Cavs have added Darren Williams to be their backup point guard, that playmaker LeBron so desperately wanted, and now maybe adding Andrew Bogut, one of the best bench defenders in the league. I mean, according to ESPN's Mark Stein, they're the front runners for Bogut. That would be scary. I'm not sure I want to see that if I'm any other team in the league.
I wouldn't either, especially since that's more power, like star power, especially with Darren Williams. He's a former All-Star in the NBA. You get him to bring valuable minutes off the bench as well as lead the floor, facilitate, and take a little bit of the pressure off of LeBron James' shoulders. As well as you get Andrew Bogut. That's another guy who can come in and give you some valid rebounds. Used to play for the Warriors. You got someone who used to play for the opposing team now on your side. So things are going to be really, really interesting come playoff times this year.
Yeah.
So
and hopefully Kyle Lowry will be back for that.
Hopefully he will, so we can at least get a challenge in the Eastern Conference, right?
That's the goal.
Right. See you all next week. That's a show from us here at Sports Mecca. My name is Nick Stokes, and this is Jacob Botter. We'll see you all later. Y'all take it easy. Stay stoked, everyone.